Hey, what's up, guys? This is Solomar Tristan here to bring you Childhood Stories episode number 12, where I talk about the time I almost got my very first blowjob. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that I have had one, and it was awful, and I will tell that story in my first some other day. So anyway, let's get right into it. So I was 13 years of age in the 7th grade. Now, I was hanging out at the skating rink place that I've talked about in several different childhood stories videos, and this is one of my most epic childhood stories by far because it is hilarious and sad and all at the same time. So I was chilling there, and there was this really hot girl who was in the 8th grade. So she was a grade above me, but the same age because she started school early or something like that. And so one of my friends introduces me to her because I asked to be introduced to her because I'm like, damn, this girl's, fine, and you guys are friends and I'm friends with you, so, let me meet her. So I met her. She didn't really talk to me much that night, which I thought was really weird, and you'll know why that is later. And so I go back to my house and I'm just chilling, and it was the next day. It was the Saturday. Okay, keep in mind, guys, if you've seen the My First Sneak Out video, I'll link that in the description below, so go ahead and watch that first if you want to. Anyway, so that was Friday night when I was at the skating rink. I met her, and then I kissed that girl and went home, snuck out with her, and then epic story, by the way. And then Saturday night, which was the next night, because every time you go to the skating rink, it was usually on a Friday. So I hope this isn't too confusing. So the next day after I'd snuck out with my girlfriend, she and my friend, both girls, right, they came over to my house. And I was still dating that other girl from the night before. God, I want to give them names, but I don't. Okay. Like I know their names, but I do not want to tell you guys. Okay, so let's say I was dating girl 1. Girl 2 was the one who almost gave me a blowjob. We'll get into that. This story's not over yet. And girl 3 was the one who introduced me to girl 2. So anyway, I was dating girl 1, and we weren't hanging out that day. It was Saturday. I was just chilling in my house. Unexpectedly, girl 2 and girl 3 show up. So I'm chilling at my house, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? And it was pretty dark outside, so they came, and it was about, 10 o'clock? Yeah, it was pretty dark. And so they came over to my house, and we're chilling in my backyard because we didn't want to be inside because everyone was home. And so we're chilling back there, and they asked me to lay down on the grass and close my eyes. I still remember this. It was really weird. And then, so keep in mind, I was still dating my girlfriend. And so girl 2, right, the one who, stuff and things, started sitting on my lap. And I was like, damn, I've never had a girl sit on my lap at that point, but I have several times past. Anyway, so she's doing that, and I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. Just so you know, I have a girlfriend, and she's like, ah, whatever. And she tells me to break up with my girlfriend. And she convinces me of that. And I'm not really sure if I cheated or not, but she kissed me. I didn't want to make out with her because my first time making out was just a few days ago. Now, it was, sorry, so I kept, she kept sitting on my lap, and I thought she was gonna, when I laid down, I thought they were gonna, hit me in the junk or something. I wasn't really sure she was gonna sit on my lap. It was weird. And so, so she did that, and we were just chilling at my house for a little bit. So she convinces me to break up with my girlfriend, and even she starts texting my girlfriend. It is really bad. Well, ex-girlfriend at this point, I guess. And so she's very pissed at me. She's pissed at her. All the girls are mad at each other. But girl number 2 just wanted me. And I didn't really expect that because the night before she barely even wanted to talk to me. I thought that was quite weird. Maybe she thought I was cute. Well, we'll learn about that later. So they kind of go home, and I'm just chilling at home. And girl number 3 had given me girl number 2's number. So I'm texting her, and keep in mind, girl number 2 is very hot. So anyway, so we were texting, and out of freaking nowhere, I'm like, what's up? She's like, nothing much. Hey, tonight would you like me to give you a blowjob? And I'm like, being the horny little 13-year-old that I am, I was just like, hell yes, this is going to be great. I'm so excited for this. And I'm an anti-pubescent little kid at that point. Pretty short at that point. Same as now. Not much has changed. Anyway, so, except for the voice is a little bit deeper and other stuff we'll get into later. So, we are hanging out. No, we're not hanging out. We're texting, right? And she's just like, okay. And I was totally down for it. But obviously she couldn't come over that night, or anything like that, so I had to sneak out. Now, I snuck out 2 consecutive nights in a row, and that weekend, honestly, with what happened with my first time sneaking out, my second time sneaking out, that was a great weekend. By far at that point, that was my greatest weekend. However, the blowjob didn't exactly happen, and there are reasons why that is good, and I will mention those later. So, I sneak out of the house, and I'm alone this time, so it's a lot more scary. It is not very dark because the moon is out, and I could see a lot, and I remember that, and it was weird. And I had this white sweatshirt and a white shirt under that, and I didn't have any black sweatshirts or dark sweatshirts at the time. So I took this kind of back route to her house. I knew where she lived. Well, I knew the general area where she lived, and so I, sneak out, and I'm going the back route away from cars and traffic and everywhere else. And so it's really kind of sketchy at night. So I call her halfway through, and we're just talking about random stuff. And I mentioned the blowjob. I was like, "So are you ready?" And she's like, "Yeah, it'll be good, it'll be good." And I'm just like, "Okay, I'm really cold. You gotta warm me up. We can face." So, yeah. And I'm pretty sure I did say that, something along those lines. But I had the shrinks. It was very cold outside, and had no one to warm my Johnson at that point. So I keep going, and I'm talking to her on the phone, and it is very scary. There aren't many people outside at this point, so it's very awesome. It is about 2 in the morning, just to give you guys a nice little reference. So I'm getting there, and I get on one of the main roads because I had to go on it to her house, and a car goes by. So I nonchalantly just chill sideways, crouch down behind the fire hydrant. And it was so obvious that I was there. It's ridiculously obvious that I was there. And I think one of the times I would jump in the bushes, and I would hide and lay down and stuff. It was really, really funny. And I know they saw me when I hid quote behind that fire hydrant. So I finally meet up with them on the corner. Corner troll. Or prostitute, whatever you want to call them. So I see them at the corner, so I hug her. And she's very warm. I was very happy to be with someone, because I had been walking. It took me about 30 minutes because I took the back route, to stay away from cars, and because I was out past curfew, and didn't want to get in trouble. Where are you heading, sir? Just get a blowjob. Oh, sweet, I'll drive you there. They'd be such an awesome police officer, but in reality, that does not happen. Okay, so I get to her house, and we're just hanging out there, and she sits on my lap again, and okay, guys, I'm going to reveal something to you that if you are in 7th grade, okay, this is very kind of personal, but if you are young, then you may not want to hear it. So, at the age of 13, slightly going through puberty, but not fully, your Johnson isn't that long, guys. It's really not, and it grows over the years. So, I was about, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, about 4 inches at the time. Yes, no bueno at all. So, I was very nervous when it came to that kind of thing, and I found that out later. At first, I was really confident, and so I'm like, oh crap, so I gotta go into the bathroom at this point. So I go into the bathroom, and the reason I wanted, so I told her this, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna get ready, and this, I would not go with these same rules today, but it's because I was smaller then. Oh my god, it's so funny. Because I was smaller then, and I was really nervous about what she would think, pulling on the pants. What the hell is this, And so I was in the bathroom, and I was just jerking it. I was just going to town, and I didn't have a smartphone at that time, so I could not watch any porn, and I was very nervous, so I could not get it up with, even no matter how hard I tried. I even grabbed the freaking hand soap as lube, and it was so terrible. And so I finally managed to, mind over matter kind of thing, get it up, and I was ready for her to come in. I'd rinse all the soap off. Don't worry, I'm not just gonna be like, hey lady, bubbles. Okay, so I had done that, and I call her, and I'm like, hey, I'm ready, you want to come in? And she's just like, no, I don't really feel like it. So I'm just like, what? And so I come out, and I was pissed. I was really, really mad at this point. And keep in mind, girl number 3 was chilling there as well. So think of how awkward that would be. Girl and a friend, oh, I'm just going to give him a blowjob. You just chill here. And also, her dad was home, so I really did not want to be loud. Fat. No, I did not want to get caught by her dad. It's like, oh, hey, sorry, we left the bathroom door unlocked, and she's sucking my dick. You may want to go to sleep. So that would have been a really, really awkward moment. Anyway, so, I finally text her. She's like, no, no. And earlier in the night, I'd asked her if she wanted to, like, you know, if I could do some stuff to her before, you know, just so I could kind of inch my way up there. Because the farthest I'd gone at that point was grabbing boobs, and that's it. Like, I hadn't received anything or done anything. So that'd be a huge leap from first base to third in just a few nights. So thought that would be quite weird, and I wasn't really ready for that. I thought I was. You know, you think you're a 7th grader and you're just like down for anything, but I wasn't, because I knew that my size was not adequate at that age. Well, it was average at that age, but it wasn't like to her. I don't know. She's older, and I found out she's a total slut, because what girl wants to give you a blowjob the very first night? But there's still more to her. Don't worry. And she had done several stuff with other guys, but never any blowjobs. Now, the reason it was good that she did not end up coming into the bathroom and doing her thing was because she's been with several guys, and I really would not like an STD. And you know what's funny is right now she is pregnant, and she got knocked up by a 22-year-old who is in prison because she was under the age of 18. Sorry, and she's a total bitch. So anyway, I come out of the bathroom. I'm really sad. I just kind of look like sad. And girl number 3's kind of laughing. She's like, what, you had to get ready? I heard, like, okay, so they had gone next to the bathroom and, like, listened to me. Oh my god, I was masturbating. Oh my god, that's so funny. And she's like, did you use the soap? And I'm just like, no. Yeah, I did. And so that was really awkward. And so girl number 2, the really hot one, thought I'd mention that again, wanted to suck my dick. She started sitting on my lap, and at this point I got kind of happy because she started to unbutton my pants. Now, girl number 3 was sitting on the bed right there, so we were in girl number 3's room, because girl number 2 is at girl number 3's house. God, this is so complicated without using actual names, but I don't want to make up like Scarlet or anything stupid like that. So anyway, we'll just keep it at this. So she starts doing that, and at this point, I am still so nervous, right, and just like worried and stuff, that I don't even have hard-on. I just don't. And you know, I was so like really bad when it came to that kind of thing. So she so god. She's a tease, man. So she does that, and she rips out, so in my pants, like back then I had like this elastic band as well, like they were jeans, but they had this elastic band, so she rips that out. Thought it was pretty cool. And so there's open, right, boxers are still on and everything, and she starts like poking at it. Yes, I'm not even joking. She just starts like poking at it. I'm just like, oh my god, what are you doing? If you're gonna do this, just jerk it, you know? It would have been pretty sad because I probably wouldn't have got it up because I was too nervous. So anyway, I just kind of left after a little bit. Like, I was just like, I just want to go home. She's like, no, just hold me. And I'm just like, no, I didn't tell her I was mad at her or anything, because she was nervous too, because she had never given a blowjob or anything like that. I don't know, but it was very bad. And so I end up going home, and I'm texting her. No, I fall asleep. Next day, I'm talking to her, and she's like, can you send me a picture of your dick? And like, because I never got to see it. So I'm like, yeah, why not? So I send her a picture. Claims to have never gotten it, but we all know that she did, because I sent it 3 times, and I didn't ask for pictures back. But that was pretty much the end of that. Also, one time she, like, because I wanted to date her just so I could sleep with her, and me being the horny little 13-year-old that I was, the only difference now is I'm a horny little 15-year-old. So there's that. And so I'm texting her and whatever, and she's like, can you get me a Valentine's Day bear? So me being the stupid idiot that I am, thinking with my Johnson, again, this time, I did, and it never allotted to anything. Like, a bunch of stuff went down with her, and she's just a total whore, and bitch, and she's just not a good person. And I find it really funny that she got knocked up by a 22-year-old illegally, and now she's pregnant. So I thought that was pretty good turn of events. But yeah, so I never got that blowjob from her, but I did from some other girl a couple years down the road. And I can tell you guys a story about that in my first. So I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. Also, if you want to check out my first sneak out and getting in trouble for child pornography of women my age, so don't think I'm like a creep or anything, but really, hope you guys did enjoy, and we'll see you later.